When it comes to Brian Norman Jr. against Devin Haney, some people are trying to compare that fight to Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda. Now, this is a fact I'm about to tell you. Both of those fights are taking place in an 18 by 18 ring. So you would think a 20 by 20 ring would favor Shakur, would favor Devin. So what the argument is that Shakur and Devin have an increased chance of losing because they're in a smaller ring. But the counter to that is fans are saying, well, there's some truth to that, but what about the feet of Zepeda and the feet of Norman Jr.? They're saying although the ring is much smaller than maybe what Shakur would like, what Devin would like, it doesn't matter because Zepeda doesn't have fast feet. He's not the best at cutting off the ring. Shakur will be able to move around, create angles, get his shots off, and get out of harm's way, and Zepeda won't be able to catch up to him. And they're saying with Brian Norman Jr., the difference is he has power. They're saying his feet are heavy. If he can't move his feet fast enough to get to Devin, cutting the ring off, they feel he does a little bit better job of that than Zepeda. But they still feel Brian Norman Jr. and Zepeda, the feet are too heavy to really catch up to a guy like Devin and Shakur. And they're saying Devin and Shakur should win easily just by boxing and moving. Now, of course, Turkey Al-Sheikh don't want to deal with anybody running. We don't want to see a boxer runner. We want to see him fight. But moving is part of boxing. But I think that's a pretty good point about Brian Norman Jr. and Zepeda and the way they've been, dealing with their opponents. And just if they're going to be able to, increase their foot speed to make sure they're cutting off the ring and they're able to get shots off so they can try to slow down a guy like Shakur and Devin. If you ask me, I just think the fight's tough in a smaller ring for Shakur and Devin. But that's a damn good point about the footwork and their ability or inability to move their feet fast enough to try to catch up to a Devin, catch up to a Shakur Stevenson. Anyway, what's your thoughts?